news-breaking bombshell from Buckingham Palace. King Charles has just signed a ruthless new protocol that destroys Meghan Markle's comeback plans. No more HR titles for commercial use, no automatic titles for kids raised abroad, no path back to royal duties. The Sussex strategy is dead. Meghan is furious. This is Checkmate. Stay tuned. Good evening and welcome to Royal Daily Report, where we expose the power moves the mainstream won't touch. Tonight we break down the quiet but devastating protocol amendment King Charles has just approved. A rule change that obliterates Meghan and Harry's post-royal strategy and formally locks them out of the monarchy forever. If you're new here or want every unfiltered update, hit subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and join the Royal Daily Report family. Channel name on screen: Royal Daily Report. Let's get straight into it. The rules have changed overnight. Without warning, without consultation, and without mercy. King Charles has just signed off on a protocol amendment that directly targets Meghan Markle's future plans. She's absolutely livid. Palace insiders are calling it the most brutal royal move in decades. What's been changed? And why is Meghan's entire post-royal strategy now in ruins? It happened quietly, as these things often do in royal circles. A memorandum circulated among senior palace officials, a brief statement issued to the Privy Council, and just like that, the rules governing royal titles, succession, and public representation were altered in ways that will haunt the Duchess of Sussex for years to come. King Charles has been on the throne for just over 2 years, but he's wasted no time reshaping the monarchy to his vision, and that vision, sources confirm, explicitly excludes the Sussexes from ever returning to royal duties in any meaningful capacity. The specific rule change that sent Meghan into a fury concerns the use of royal titles by non-working members of the royal family. And it's far more devastating than anyone anticipated. Under the new protocol, any member of the royal family who resides outside the United Kingdom for more than 6 months of the year automatically forfeits their right to use his or her Royal Highness in any official capacity. They keep the title nominally, but cannot use it for commercial purposes, public appearances, or official correspondence. That's a direct shot at Harry and Meghan, who've been living in California since 2020, and it gets worse. The new rules also state that children of non-working royals who are raised outside the United Kingdom will not automatically receive royal titles upon their grandparents' accession to the throne, which means Archie and Lilibet's titles as prince and princess are now purely ceremonial. They cannot use them in any official capacity, cannot represent the crown, and cannot leverage them for any commercial benefit. Meghan is reportedly incandescent with rage. According to sources close to the Sussexes, she views this as a personal attack orchestrated by King Charles and endorsed by Prince William. And she's not entirely wrong. Let's understand what this means practically. When Meghan and Harry stepped back from royal duties in 2020, they negotiated to keep their HR titles, but agreed not to use them. That was the compromise. But they always assumed that arrangement could be renegotiated. That if circumstances changed or if the royal family needed them, they could step back into official roles. This new protocol slams that door shut permanently. If you're shocked by how ruthless the palace has become, you need to subscribe to Royal Daily Report right now. We expose the power moves the mainstream media won't touch. Hit subscribe and don't miss a single revelation. The timing is particularly brutal because it comes just as Meghan was reportedly planning a strategic return to the UK, not as a working royal, but as a philanthropic figure who could attend certain events, support selected charities, and gradually rebuild her image with the British public. She'd been in talks with several British charities, planning a carefully choreographed rehabilitation tour. The idea was to show that she'd matured, that she was committed to service, and that the past controversies could be forgiven. But this rule change obliterates that strategy. Without the ability to use her title officially, Meghan is just another celebrity. And British charities don't need another celebrity. They need royal patronage, which carries weight, prestige, and funding. King Charles knew exactly what he was doing. This isn't just about titles or protocol. It's about power and control, and it sends an unmistakable message. There is no way back for the Sussexes. Royal commentators are calling it the California Clause because it's so obviously targeted at Harry and Meghan. No other senior royal lives abroad permanently. Princess Anne, Prince Edward, even the Duke of Kent, they're all UK-based. This rule affects precisely the people, and Meghan knows it. What makes this even more devastating is that Meghan spent years fighting for Archie and Lilibet to receive their royal titles. She famously told Oprah Winfrey that the palace had denied Archie his birthright, suggesting it was motivated by racism. She painted herself as a mother fighting against institutional prejudice to secure her children's rightful place in the line of succession. Well, the children have their titles now, but they're worthless. They can't use them. They can't trade on them. They're purely symbolic, which is exactly what the palace wanted all along. This is checkmate, played with surgical precision. But there's more. The rule change also affects succession protocols. Under the new guidelines, any royal residing outside the UK for more than half the year cannot serve as a counselor of state, an official who can perform royal duties if the monarch is incapacitated or abroad. Harry was previously eligible to serve as a counselor of state by virtue of his birth and position in the line of succession. Now he's excluded, and in his place, King Charles has elevated Princess Beatrice and Prince Edward to serve in that capacity. It's a public demotion, and everyone knows it. This is the kind of explosive inside information you'll only get on Royal Daily Report. Subscribe now and join thousands who demand the real story behind the royal facade. Quick mid-script, subscribe call, show channel name on screen. If this royal power move has you stunned, smash subscribe to Royal Daily Report right now. Hit like and keep watching, more details ahead. Meghan's fury isn't just about the practical implications, though those are significant. It's about what this represents. She believed, perhaps naively, that she had leverage over the royal family, that her popularity in America, her celebrity status, and her willingness to give explosive interviews meant the palace had to treat her carefully. King Charles has just called her bluff, and the message is clear. The monarchy doesn't need the Sussexes, not their star power, not their American appeal, not their Netflix deals. The institution will continue with or without them, and it's chosen without. Royal biographer Angela Levin told reporters this week that Charles has been planning this for years. He's always wanted a slimmed-down monarchy, and Harry and Meghan's departure gave him the perfect opportunity to formalize it. She's right. This isn't a reactive decision made in anger. It's strategic, calculated, and irreversible. Charles has spent his entire life preparing to be king, and he's not about to let a renegade prince and his American wife dictate terms from California. What's particularly clever about this rule change is that it's presented as modernization. The palace isn't saying we're punishing Harry and Meghan. They're saying we're updating protocols to reflect the reality of a modern, streamlined monarchy. It's difficult to argue against that without looking petulant. But Meghan sees through it, and according to sources, she's been on the phone with lawyers exploring whether there's any legal recourse. Spoiler, there isn't. The royal family governs itself. The king can change protocols as he sees fit. There's no external authority to appeal to. She's trapped, and she knows it. The impact on the Sussex brand is potentially catastrophic. Their entire identity since leaving the UK has been built on being royal rebels. The Duke and Duchess who walked away but kept their status. That contradiction was central to their appeal. Now that status is functionally meaningless. They're still Harry and Meghan, still rich and famous, but they're not royal in any way that matters. They're celebrities with fancy titles they can't use. And that undermines everything they've been building. Their Archewell Foundation trades on royal connections. Their Netflix deal was predicated on giving viewers insider access to royal life. Their commercial partnerships assume they have unique access and insight into the monarchy. But they don't, not anymore. They're outsiders now, formally and officially, and brands pay for access, not nostalgia. Industry insiders suggest this could cost the Sussexes millions in potential deals. Companies wanted to partner with working royals or royals in exile who might return to the fold. They don't want to partner with permanently exiled celebrities who've burned every bridge. Royal Daily Report brings you the financial and political realities the palace doesn't want exposed. Subscribe and become part of our community dedicated to truth over propaganda. Meghan's reported response has been to threaten another tell-all interview. She's apparently reached out to several major American networks, hinting at revelations about how King Charles orchestrated this rule change specifically to harm her children. But here's the problem. Nobody cares anymore. The first Oprah interview was a global event because it was shocking and unprecedented. A second or third interview would just seem desperate. The public has heard Meghan's grievances. They've chosen sides. And another round of accusations won't change anyone's mind. In fact, it might make things worse, because now she'd be complaining about losing privileges she claimed she never wanted in the first place. The optics are terrible. Prince William, meanwhile, is reportedly delighted by the rule change. He's been pushing for a clear separation between working and non-working royals for years. He believes the monarchy's survival depends on a tight, efficient core of dedicated family members who put duty above personal ambition. Harry and Meghan represent everything William opposes, and now they've been formally written out of the institution's future. The relationship between the brothers, already fractured, is now beyond repair. They're not just estranged personally, they're on opposite sides of an institutional divide. This has been Royal Daily Report, bringing you the truth behind the palace walls. What do you think? Is King Charles's California clause the final nail in the Sussex coffin? Or does Meghan have one last play left? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this report hit hard, subscribe now to Royal Daily Report. Hit the bell for notifications, like this video, and share it with anyone following the real royal drama. We'll keep tracking every development and bring you the next update as it breaks. Thanks for watching. Stay informed. Stay critical. Royal Daily Report, signing off. See you next time. Fast.